It's that time again. We're going to be looking at the Visions of Amity Summon Showcase running from 18th of April to the 25th of April. So, is it a week? I can't be bothered to count the days. Anyway, Sylas, the 5-star Wind Lance that was actually, well, revealed in the Hunt for Harmony banner, but wasn't actually released in that banner. Sylas' first skill, Woodland Spear, deals wind damage to enemies ahead, reduces strength by 10%, and inflicts poison. His second skill, Inspiriting Scent, is a team-wide skill gauge fill rate buff for 20%, and that lasts for 15 seconds, paired with either a strength, defense, or HP buff. The strength and defense buffs are 20% and are temporary, and the HP buff is 15% and permanent when Sylas has his skills maxed out. Now, unfortunately, Sylas' skill 2 has a 12,000 skill point cost in order to charge it up. This means that it's going to take quite a long while in order for it to be useful. As always, with all Lance units, Sylas has the hit point co-ability, and his abilities are Last Recovery, which will restore about 70% of his hit points over 20 seconds when you fall below 30% hit points, Freeze Resist, and when his hit points are over 70%, he receives a strength buff of 13% when that ability is maxed out. Having Freeze Resist means that Sylas is mostly going to be tackling Water Imperial Onslaught. There aren't any Void battles at the moment that inflict Freeze as a status ailment. As for the dragon in this summon showcase, we have Pazuzu, a 5-star Wind Dragon. Pazuzu grants wind units 50% strength bonus as well as 20% poisoned Punisher. Pazuzu's skill, Catastrophic Winds, damages enemies in a line, debuffing their defense and inflicting poison. Pazuzu's Poisoned Punisher ability will synergize well with wind adventurers that inflict poison. As of at the moment, we have Addis, Musashi, Louise and Eleonora who inflict poison. Despite the fact that Addis doesn't have Bog Resist, we still have seen some people bringing Addis with Pazuzu to High Mercury, since High Mercury only has one instance where there is an unavoidable bogging attack. And now for the 4-star Fire Axe added in this showcase, Yu, or Yue, I'm not entirely sure how it's pronounced. Her first skill, Knockout Blow, is 2 strikes, and they inflict stun. Her second skill, Wild Instinct, gives her the buff Wild Child, which reduces her defense, but buffs crit rate and gives her lifesteal. As an axe unit, Yue has the Defense co-ability. In terms of other abilities, Yue has Last Defense, Sleep Resist, and Recovery Potency, which will synergize with her lifesteal. Having Sleep Resist relegates Yue to simply Wind Imperial Onslaught as well as Void Zephyr, but keep in mind that Void Zephyr is immune to stun. Now in terms of older content that has a rate up on this summon showcase, we have Maribel, who is a 5-star Wind Wand user, and Strybog, a 4-star Wind Dragon that provides a hit point bonus. Maribel seems to be a popular pick at the moment for High Mercury, so if you don't have Maribel, now might be a good time to get her. While you think that a 4-star hit point dragon might be somewhat useful for a budget healer build, for example for Lowen, Lowen at the moment in High Mercury is actually taking a strength dragon to help meet DPS requirements in High Mercury. So that would mean Lowen taking possibly Pazuzu or Rock for a budget option anyway, and then Zephyr is the dragon of choice at the moment for most Lowen users. Although there aren't any wyrmprints in the rate up for the showcase, you have to keep in mind that they are still in the summon pool overall. The overall rates, you have 0.5% chance of pulling Sylas, 0.5% chance of pulling Maribel, and 0.5% chance of pulling Pazuzu with each of your pulls. And then for other 5-star adventurers and dragons, you have 0.75% each, and then 1% chance for wyrmprints. So given that there's a 4% chance of pulling a 5-star thing from the summon showcase, then 1 in 4 of them is going to be a wyrmprint still. So, who knows. With the Fire Emblem Heroes event coming up, with the crossover that is, we might be seeing some potentially limited units, so if you're not in a hurry to get High Mercury or some dragons for High Mercury or whatever, then you might actually benefit from holding on until the Fire Emblem crossover event. Personally, I'm a casual, so I'm not going to be pulling too hard for this, because I don't really want to be doing High Mercury. But if you do want to do High Mercury, then sure, go ahead, pull if you don't have the right units or dragon composition already. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I wish you luck in your upcoming pulls.